Hello Whiskey Diviners, welcome to Whiskey Whistle. I'm your host Mark. Today in Whiskey Review number 88, number 88, we're going back to Scotland for a single malt Scotch whiskey known as Deanston. Deanston, this is in the Highland region, and it's actually a fairly new distillery, although the site itself has quite a long history. We'll talk about that as we get things all set up here. And this one as well, as you can see, I've really taken my time with that one. And in fact, I think I didn't buy this that long ago. I just had other reviews on the ready to get going with, so I left this one to sort of stay in the back of my mind as I tasted it and thought about it and enjoyed it over quite a few nights. I'm blathering on a little bit here. Let's get it poured, shall we? I don't even know if that was really intelligible or not. Oh well. Okay, so this is Deanston. This is a NAS. This is a no age statement whiskey, which is known as Virgin Oak. So Deanston Virgin Oak. Let's get it poured. Deanston Distillery, Deanston single malt Highland single malt Scotch whiskey. This is a distillery that is owned by Stewart Distillers, who in turn are owned by a South African firm known as Distell. So Distell, this is one of three of their Scotch whiskey brands in their portfolio, and Distell, in fact, are gaining fame for one of the local South African single malt brands called Three Ships is one of them. Three Ships, and I believe also Baines also makes a single malt. So hopefully I'll be able to taste those before long, and I hope that you will too, because I hear Three Ships is quite nice. So Virgin Oak, this is 46.3% ABV. And I have a question for you. If anybody out there who's watching knows, why do they put it at 46.3% and not simply 46? They're certainly spending, a little bit more money putting it out at 46.3 rather than 46. And I noticed that the other brands in the Stewart Distillers group, Tobermory, and I'm not sure about Bunnahabhain. So Tobermory also puts out their whiskey at 46.3. So there must be some sort of scientific reason behind it, or maybe it's just to be different. I don't know. But anyway, do let me know if you know why. Okay, I'm going to let that sit down and do a little bit of breathing while we talk a little bit about the distillery. Okay? So, Deanston Distillery, this was, before it became a distillery, it was a cotton mill, and that was founded in 1785, so quite a long time ago. The distillery did not begin until 1966 on the same site, so it was converted. And this is what I write here. Originally a cotton mill, there is lots of history and lots of also industry milestones that were reached at that particular mill. So 1785, the mill opened, 1966, the distillery was founded, and 1971, the first malt was released under the name of Old Bannockburn. Okay, and the River Teith is where the water comes from for this particular distillery. So also there was a blended whiskey of fame called Teith Mill blended whiskey that was quite renowned, I guess. 1974, the distillery was bought by Invergordon. And the single malt was finally released under its own name of Deanston. 1982, when the industry took a bit of a downturn, the distillery closed and was mothballed. So it was set aside for the future, and it finally began producing spirit again in 1990 after Burns Stewart bought the distillery from Invergordon. The whiskey itself is made by 10 local craftsmen, so they say. The master distiller, and now this is a little bit contentious, Ian McMillan is the former master distiller. I don't know who the present one is. I think they've appointed a new one, or they're looking for a new one. And then additionally, the global ambassador, her name was Dr. Kirsty McCallum, and she's moved on to another brand within the Burns Stewart group, which is, whoops, that was funny, which is called Scottish Leader Blended Scotch Whisky. Very interesting whiskey, I hear. Really looking forward to trying that one. It's not available presently in Korea, except for some leftover from a few years ago. Anyway, so she also has moved on. So now we have a distillery that is without a stated master distiller, and also needing a global ambassador. Almost forgot that word. One of the pitfalls of living in a foreign country. Okay, anyway, so hopefully I can figure who they are. If I do, I will put a note in there. I looked high and low to find out who the successor was to Mr. Macmillan, but I cannot find it. Anyway, so the distillery itself is pretty much self-sustaining. They get their power from the river, so hydroelectricity. And in fact, they get so much electricity that they have to sell some of it back to the power grid, which is pretty cool, I think. Since 2010, they have offered all of their whiskeys unchill filtered and at least 46.3% ABV. Likewise, they do not use any color, so it's all natural. And look at that, it's gorgeous. That is just a classic yellow gold shade. It's beautiful. Whoops. Anything else? The packaging. They moved from a canister to a box because it's lighter and there will be less waste. And if you look at the style of the packaging, but it's not just the style; it's the actual cardboard itself. They're using a lot of recycled paper for that too. And I also heard that their whiskey is organic. And, well, it doesn't say anything on here, but if so, wouldn't that be nice? It simply says natural ingredients: water, malted barley, and yeast. Anyway, so that would be fantastic if that were organic. Apparently also they've chosen the barley from in the vicinity of the distillery. So very, very cool. Very forward thinking. So hats off to them. Let's get that smelled. We'll have a short, very, very short word from our sponsors right here. Welcome back to Whiskey Whistle. Deanston Virgin Oak, 46.3 ABV, non-chill filtered, natural color, the nose. It's quite nice. You can really smell that fresh virgin oak coming through. So something akin to bourbon. There are herbal notes in there. Some oaky vanilla coming through too. And I can tell it's going to be a little bit dry. What did I write here? Baked apples over Kingston coals. Kingsford coals, pardon me. Kingsford charcoal. The wood is very prominent. This smells like cut cedar wood after it's been cured and aged. Fruity, and I've written here bourbon and cigar. So there's something like bourbon there, and there's also something like a nice cigar too. Very, very light peat note is coming through there, but again, it's very light, and most people wouldn't say that that was peated, but it's lurking in the background there. Ebbing in the background. Okay, on to the palate, on to the taste. Let's taste it now. Cheers all. Oh, wow. This one has a life of its own. It really comes alive in your mouth. So there are some herbal notes. It's sweet. There's a little bit of heat there, but it's in a good way. And it's almost effervescent. Almost sparkly, like pop rocks, let's say. There's oak coming through there. Vanilla, big vanilla. Pepper, and also some moss. Let's try that again. And for apple, kind of a golden delicious apple. So green apple, but quite sweet. The finish, I get vanilla sugar, spices, as well as mint. Very nice. Let's put a bit of water in there. Maybe just a dash more. Let's see if we can tame this live beast. I was really, really happy that I was able to pick this up here in Seoul, South Korea. That's where I live. I bought this at the Namdaemun Underground imported goods shopping, what can I call it, shopping mall? Shopping plaza. And anyway, so there are a few whiskey and let's say beverage retailers there. They work on a cash basis only. So if you do go there, don't bring your credit card because it's not going to work there. But the nice thing with that is if you buy a couple of bottles, you may find yourself getting a little bit of a discount. There's a video that I've made. If you are in Seoul and you want to go check out that underground market at Namdaemun Market, well, I've got a video that shows you how to get there, so you can find that. I'll put a link to that somewhere near the end of the video. Well, with water, as you may expect, we get a little bit more vanilla, a little bit more sugar coming through. A little bit more fruity as well. Not quite so herbal. I certainly prefer the nose with water than without, in fact. Anything else I've missed here? Honey and spices. Oh, sorry. Well, oh, Mark. Okay. Yes, there's some honey there. It's fruitier, it's spicier, and it is zestier. Yes, much preferred with a bit of water. Let's taste it now with water. And since I forgot, we'll have a very short advertisement right here. Okay, welcome back. So on to the palate for Deanston Virgin Oak. Cheers. Well, definitely more vanilla coming through. Also some orange crush. And not just the taste, but also the fizziness. So, you know, so that's just enough of a bit of a peppery bitiness to it that it really uplifts your palate to quite a degree. I quite like that. Anything else? There's a hole right there. Still quite malty, and also a bit of a kind of a wood smokiness to it as well, which you would expect from the virgin casks that are likely fairly heavily charred. Okay, and the finish is quite long. It tickles the tongue. Vanilla sugar, spices and mint, maybe a little bit of apple rind, the dryness, I should say, apple rind-like dryness, carrying it off. Overall, it's quite nice. And let's get on to the scoring. So the WhiskyWhistle whiskey score for Deanston Virgin Oak, 46.3 ABV natural color, is going to be 85 out of 100. And the nickname I'm giving this one is called the Woodsman. This is the Woodsman. And I think this is a bourbon lover's scotch. So if you like bourbon and you want to get into a little bit of single malt, give this one a try. It's very well made. A little bit of heat there, but it's cool because it presents itself as fizziness rather than just straight up bitingly hot. Okay, you also get a very nice bit of herbal sweetness coming through. So all in all, I think that this is a winner. Price-wise, I think this is also pretty good. Slightly pricey here as it's actually not available formally. This was probably a second-hand purchase. So likely if it were on shelves in Korea with an importer bringing it in, it would likely be roughly about the 65 or 70,000 won mark. And I believe in the US this is probably in the $40 to $50 range, maybe a little bit less. I can't quite say. Let me know if you've bought it. Let me know if you have tried it and how you think this tastes and smells. Okay. Please share the video. Also like it. Push the like button. That really helps me a lot. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't by clicking the link down there in the corner where my face is. Okay? So thanks everyone. Stay tuned for yet another Deanston single malt. Coming up next is this one, and that is the 12-year-old. Okay? Take care.